I actually had lunch once. Eric Weinstein took me to lunch at Peter Thiel's house where we talked to Von Daniken. And it was fun conversation. Like, interesting. I'm talking to... He's a full-on true believer.
Well, Von Daniken? Yeah, fully.
Of the alien theory, the ancient aliens theory. And I've gone in like multiple stages in my cognitive dissonance. And for a while, I was all in with the aliens.
I hear you. I'm the same, though.
And then for a while, I was like, no. There was an advanced civilization, and we're just a rebuilding of that civilization. And that's probably why we're so barbaric. And now I'm like, why are they mutually exclusive?
Right. It could be a mix.
Yeah, I don't think they are mutually exclusive.
At one point, the gods walked amongst us, you know?
Right. And that's when I see the things like the tridactyl mummies, and I'm like, okay. What is that? What are we talking? Why is Peru so weird? Why do they have artwork that you can only see from the sky? Like, there's a lot of weird shit going on here. Like, don't be so quick to jump.
Exactly.
But my point is, like, I have always been fascinated by stories, first of all, any subject that makes you ridiculous for considering it. I'm always like, what's that about?
Yeah.
Why is that
Scratch
ridiculous?
that itch a little bit. Yeah.
Even the kooky ones, like ghosts.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. All the kooky ones. Yeah. Like, why? What's the resistance?
I had
like,
I had a Russian astronaut tell me a Bigfoot story.
Yeah. What did he
say? Pinch of salt, but he claimed that he had been told this by a military guy out in Russia that they were in the rec room of this like Air Force base, and apparently, this is according to this Russian astronaut trainer at the Yuri Gagarin Space Center in Moscow, and he said that this Yeti Sasquatch type being apparently just walked into their rec room, helped itself to some water from the water thing, waved, and then vanished. I don't know.
So this guy, what was his job?
He was a trainer of astronauts at the Yuri Gagarin Space Center in Star City, Moscow.
Bro, they probably dosed him up with so many fucking...
I bet they did.
MK Ultra drugs.
Yeah, I mean...
If you're holding on to that kind of information...
It's an interesting story.
They probably experiment on you. Yeah. They probably gave that guy some acid.
I've never given the Sasquatch thing its due course in researching it, to be honest. I've been very dismissive of that. But maybe it's real.
I have.
I mean, maybe, the demographic
years
behind
I used to have a Sasquatch Bigfoot footprint, like a cast, like a plaster cast on the desk. That rest in peace, Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum. He just recently died. I had him as a guest on the show once too. He's so crazy. I asked him if he was so crazy, but in a wonderful way. I said, if you could cut a finger off to know that Sasquatch was real, would you do it? He goes, yes.
Yeah, instantly.
What the fuck, dude? It's your finger. Don't say yes to that.
Fuck it,
what if the information just comes out and you don't have to lose a finger?
Damn it. Just sitting there with half a finger.
I think Bigfoot was a real thing.
Yeah?
I think that's why there's so, like...
Do you think it was just like some sort of like branch of creature? Because there's so many people think it's like an interdimensional being or...
It could be that too, but I think it's Gigantopithecus initially.
Yeah.
Gigantopithecus was an absolute real thing that we didn't even know existed until I believe it was the 20s.
Yeah, around then.
The guy found its teeth in an apothecary shop in China, and then they started researching it and finding where the dig sites were. And, they found jaw bones that indicate that it was bipedal. So this is a bipedal hominid that's 8 to 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
But what is that? That's Bigfoot.
That is Bigfoot.
And that's probably, and also this thing 100% lived around modern human beings. Like what we are today, it lived around us. So imagine you see one of those things. Well, first of all, you're going to fucking run like hell. You're going to have stories. This thing lives in the woods or in the jungle. Stay out of this spot. That's where this thing lives. And that's going to be passed on from generation to generation to generation until even after they're gone, now it's just a whisper. Now it's just a thing. It's a mystery man that lives in the woods.
Are there like antiquated Bigfoot stories, like outside of just modern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, especially Native American cultures.
Oh, interesting.
That's what's interesting is like Native American tribes. There's obviously, many different tribes, many different languages, right?
Yeah.
They all have a word for this thing. Let's put this into perplexity.
Yeah.
How many different Native American names are there for Bigfoot? Because I believe Sasquatch is a Native American. I don't know which tribe had that, but there's multiple different names for this hairy creature that lives in the woods. But they don't have names for like a giraffe that lives in the woods.
Right,
They don't have like
right,
other
right.
mystical
Just
animals,
this one.
mythical creatures. You just have this one.
Yeah.
And this one is a fucking weird one.
Well, that's what I mean with the interdimensional aspect. It's treated
Right.
differently than just an animal, even from
Right.
like these.
That might be real too. This is
Yeah.
part of the problem.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like we might be dealing with multiple different things. It might not even be Gigantopithecus. Sasquatch, Skookum. That's right. I've heard
Oma.
that. Oma. That's right. There was a movie called Oma. The guy who did the American Werewolf in
That's
London.
just
out
what.
there.
That's just the last words you say when you see Bigfoot. Oh my!
Well, yeah.
Done. Yeah, okay.
Chaitanka.
Seven-
Big Elder Brother.
70 to 80 names.
Wicked Cannibal. Oh boy. Wendigo. Wicked
Yeah,
Cannibal.
Wendigo. I've heard that one.
Wendigo.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
And Yetisho. How to say that? Yetiso. Yetiso.
Yetiso? Yeah,
Big
Yetiso.
God, and that's a Navajo name. So there's a bunch of there's a bunch underneath that too.
Yeah, like it says about 70 to 80 names when accounting for
Right.
variants across 50 tribes.
Okay, so what is that?
And it's the same with the alien greys, like the ant people.
Yes.
You know, it's-
Well, and then it brings to the same thing. Like it brings us to the same subject of what if there is a way to traverse dimensions? What if this is not as simple as something gets in a spaceship and it comes here from another planet? What if it's coming from another place? And what if that doorway is open to other things? And what if some of those things are Sasquatch? Like, and under the right conditions, this pathway is open.
Right.
And maybe it's not even something that it actually exists, but you can see. Exists in our tangible timeline, but you can see under heavy stress, under like anxiety. And imagine, what gets you more stressed out than being in the woods at night, right? The woods at night creates a lot of anxiety for people because there's all these sounds and you're looking around. It's dark, you're vulnerable, especially if you live in real woods, like woods that have predators in them.
Right.
It's sketchy. And I bet there's different states of mind that you would, if there's some sort of a possibility, some sort of a way that an intelligent creature can get to a point where it has the technology to access other dimensions. It can go into other spaces. Would you even be able to see it all the time?
Probably
Would you
not.
only be able to see it if you were like under a highly anxious state? In the woods, you're kind of a little freaked out. You're more open to weird things, and then it senses that and communicates with you.
Well, we are.
Sounds kooky.
We're dominated by our perception, and we have such a narrow bandwidth of visual perception. You know, you get up the whole light spectrum and look at visible light, just this
Right.
tiny corridor of visible light that we're able to see. Obviously, we've developed IR and, different. And if you film the night sky with infrared, you get weird shit. You get
Right.
these orbs and things that seem to fly by. And I think that it is a perceptual thing.
On that show, I tell a joke about Bigfoot. I never saw Bigfoot, but when we were on training. You do these training where you go make maps and all this shit, and we heard him.
You heard Bigfoot?
Heard Bigfoot. I heard him.
What does it sound like?
I could still do that. He does that, but everything you see on them stupid TV shows, that happened. He threw a rock. All the animals started running, and the Marine, because he's the guy who knows where the markers are, but we didn't know where the markers were. He's the one who says, "Hey, we're out of perimeter. Have you guys ever heard of Bigfoot?" Blah 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 blah. He tells us he was Native American, but he just said that, and
Where were you guys? What state?
like Nova Scotia,
Nova Scotia.
where they do cold weather training. Yeah, and you have to make your own maps.
You sure they weren't fucking with you?
I'm pretty sure. Who threw that rock?
Somebody that was fucking with you?
No. How did
No?
why you fuck with the animals too? All the animals ran too. Remember
Yeah.
how you said they know how to get away? All these fuckers just did a little mass exodus, and it's a
I'm very skeptical of Bigfoot.
I've never seen him, but I never heard nothing like that either.
So what if you had a? Did it sound like?
It just sounded it was.
What was it similar to?
You ever hear Luther Vandross sing live? Like when you hear him on a record, it's one thing, but when you hear him live, he's ooh, like that. He didn't sound like that, but it was the same
Power,
like hair on the back of your neck, kind of.
Really?
What the fuck?
Well, bears do that sometimes. Bears, especially when what time of the year was it?
It was winter. Because you listen to the wind. It's like it sounds like a train coming. You have to determine where the wind is coming from and like get like on a tree or something because a lot of the icicles are coming like darts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And that night we were joking. I was joking around about it and everything. And one of the officers says, you know, this is a facility, and you know, we don't. Heard you're a comedian. We don't make. Basically, you can't go on stage and go, hey, guess where I was at? So I was just in the joke. I'm just camping, and we.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but there's nobody's in the military. But we, and in the joke, I actually do see Bigfoot. It's a funny bit.
So tell me, so how did it happen? What was going on? What were the circumstances?
We were
Lay it out for me.
Okay, you have you get because it's cold and it's raining, and so we like in a little circle. And it's kind of raining, kind of sleeting, and we're talking about, well, you know, we're gonna do this and do that because we're comparing shit, and everybody's fucking up. We found our third marker first, like, and it's supposed to be like a 2 or 3 day thing, right? And the good teams, like, you do it in the classroom for a couple of days, and then a team goes out, team come back, team goes out, and some of the guys who weren't as good as us in the classroom were coming right back in 2 days. They just spent one night and came back. Shit, man, we was on our third day, dog. Like, what? And then our first marker was the third marker, but he couldn't help us. But then after we heard that, he's like, look, you guys fucked up. So we just, because we're all.
So how long did it take in total?
Oh, we left right after that, dog. He told us he didn't want to be there the morning we wanted to be there. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of fudging going on.
Oh,
sometimes.
okay.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, good enough.
It's good enough. Yeah.
So you guys were out there and explain to me what happened and who was telling you that it's Bigfoot.
Well, we all heard it. Like,
Right.
everybody's like, what the fuck? And then everything's running, deer, and everything's just like scurrying. But we heard the, you know how you throw a stick through the branches?
Uh-huh.
You just throw it, like, it's just like a big something just flew through the trees. And then that's when he's kind of, you know, and of course we're like, fuck out of here.
Right.
But it was just too weird. And then he was like, yeah, you guys missed your other markers. I might know where they are. Like, so we just kind of went and got on our markers and went back to the base. Because we're out, dude. We're out like 20 miles. Out. You have to make
Out there with Bigfoot.
Well, I wasn't really worried about Bigfoot because according to that dude, Bigfoot don't bother you. I was worried about the other animals.
So that dude's seen Bigfoot before?
I don't know if he's seen him before, but he just said he don't. But he just lets you know when you've gone too far in the woods.
Really?
Like nobody
I
ever
wanna
says.
believe
Nobody
this.
ever says that he grabs you and do nothing. He just does warning things, just like on those stupid TV shows. You ever watch those shows?
Oh,
Where they go,
yeah.
Oh, we heard. We think
Yeah.
we heard the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And you
That's
sit
been
up-
the least successful show ever.
Yes, but
They've been trying to find Bigfoot for like 8 seasons.
I've spent
Still
a
on.
whole day on the road. Like if I'm in my hotel, I spent the whole day with, oh shit, they about to get him. Oh shit. Like, oh my God.
me too.
And then I'm like, it's 5 o'clock.
They got me again.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, man, I
Yeah.
gotta go get something to eat.
Yeah, those aren't so successful.
Yeah.
I mean, the best they get is like a sound.
Yeah, that's it.
But
That's all I got.
Reality shows, man, they're not really reality. They fuck around. They fuck around with editing. You know, I was on one of those.
What do you do the naked one?
A naked one? Like
The
a naked
one.
and confused?
Yeah, no,
What is it
naked and
called?
what's it called?
Afraid?
Naked and afraid. I did what you man. You know how about I had a uniform on and we all got bugs.
Yeah,
So
naked.
I know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The suffering.
Yeah,
Also,
it's-
I don't know if they how bad can you get fucked up and how quickly can they get you to a hospital?
Yeah.
You know, Les Stroud.
Yeah.
He did that show about
Survivor Man Bigfoot. Yeah.
but it just went away.
Bro, that show, I love Les Stroud. I love him. I love Survivor Man. That show was so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
He had a guy on the show that is known in the Bigfoot world as being full of shit,
Yeah.
which is bad. Like, if the Bigfoot world's pretty open-minded. I mean, this is one of the things that I wanted to bring up about that 411 The Hunted thing. There's audio recording that was supposedly taken from the 1970s from Northern California. I want to say Sonoma. I don't remember where it was. It was somewhere in Northern California, but they call them the samurai sounds. The samurai, and it's the weirdest shit ever, man. It's like these guys had this spot that they would go into the mountains, and they would hunt every year. And they built this structure out there, and then they brought recording equipment, and they claimed to have recorded sounds of these animals, these Bigfoot, and that these Bigfoot were around them all the time while they were up there. Now, what's crazy about it is the sounds are so weird. It sounds like someone pretending to be Japanese that doesn't actually speak Japanese. Yeah. Have you ever heard it? No. We'll play it for you. It's because it's the weirdest shit. It sounds so strange and so fake, but like they have these quote unquote experts that say the human voice is not capable of making sounds remotely similar to this. The range is, which doesn't make any sense if you know who Michael Winslow is. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I know.
That guy that guy went on.
He does a woman peeing when she goes to the bathroom.
He does everything.
Yeah, he does everything.
He did Led Zeppelin. He played Whole Lotta Love with his mouth.
Yeah.
And it sounds incredible. But this samurai sound, like there's these loud whoops, whoops, and these guys are like in the foreground, like the guys who are recording, they're trying to communicate with these things. They sound so calm. I mean, if there really was giant fucking 8-foot apes out there wandering around, like, 200-300 yards away from you, screaming and whooping and talking, would you really, and you're in the woods, would you really be so calm? Wouldn't you be freaking the fuck out? With these guys? Do you have it?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I find the right thing because I'm stumbling across some traps.
Oh.
Like people are fucking around the internet.
I wish I could remember the gentleman's name.
Well, I think I have it, is all I'm saying. So, Ronald J. Moorhead and Alan Berry, maybe? Is that right?
Yes, Ron Moorhead. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's it. The Sierra Mountains. That's what it is.
All right.
And so, it's the weirdest shit ever. Just listen to this. You're going to...
I read what it could be, but we'll listen first.
It could be bullshit.
Yeah,
That's what it could be.
That sounds like all aboard.
Listen to the guy. This is, hold on, stop. This is a terrible version of it. Wow. There's a better version of it where you can hear the guys really clearly. The people talking. I don't know why that's so scratchy. But they're like, they're over by the lake. Like they're talking like that. And they hear this very strange sound.
And they're being calm about it.
Yeah. And these, supposed vocal experts are analyzing it. The human body is incapable of making such sounds. And that area of... You got it?
I don't know. It says HD. I don't
know. Okay, we'll hear it.
In for Nightville.
Yeah. They're knocking. That's another thing that Sasquatch do. They knock. That one's weird. Scoot ahead a little bit and hear the samurai sounds. Still sounds terrible. Anyway, these people believe that shit. Les Stroud was balls deep in this. balls
With that guy.
deep. Apparently, he had an experience, and I talked to him about his experience. It's pretty interesting. He was in, not with that guy, but he was in Alaska, and apparently he heard some crazy noises, like some monkey sounds outside of his, in the middle of nowhere. No one was anywhere near. And he said he heard something run away, some bipedal sound of something running away. But again, even though he's an experienced woodsman, and he's a guy who's, camped out countless nights in the middle of nowhere and survives in the middle of nowhere and documents it. Like, he's the reason why those survivor shows exist.
Yeah.
Because that guy literally would starve to death and try to eat, like, bark and whatever the fuck he could for 7. You could see his face, like, sinking in. He was losing weight. I mean, he really did do that. He did all sorts of different things to try to survive, and then documented how he was doing it and what he would do. But he got obsessed with Bigfoot and then developed that Bigfoot show. And unfortunately, a lot of people lost a lot of faith in him because of that. They're like, no, you're the legit survivor guy, and now you're doing this show, and this is why it's ridiculous. There was one episode of the show where they had this guy who he was with who had video of a Sasquatch, like high definition video, and it looks so fake.
Yeah.
It's like he's like the Sasquatch is looking at him through the woods, and he's like, there he is. And it's a guy with a mask on.
That's how he goes. He yells out, "I'm a Sasquatch." You're like, "Oh God, he just yelled that out."
Oh, yo. Makes the samurai noise. But this, the guy who had the video is known to be like full of shit, and here he's got this guy on his show, and then he, is this real? You be the judge. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say it's not real. It's a guy with a fucking mask on.
I think I did read that guy was very not respected.
Yes.
In that.
By the Bigfoot community.
Yeah.
The Bigfoot community. Again, very open-minded.
Yeah. Very just into everything.
This other thing, like they would see trees that would fall over, like in certain patterns, and they were convinced that Sasquatch was leaning these trees against each other.
I thought it was to let you know where not to go.
Yeah. They had this idea. I mean, it's all theory, right? This idea.
Yeah, I think I've been following the wrong guy, dude. I believe all the stuff that you like's fake. I'm like, yeah. I only watched that Les Stroud one because of that other guy.
Well, I want it to be real. That's the thing.
I do too.
If someone had a convincing Bigfoot encounter where they caught it on video, where I was like, holy shit, what is that? Like, what is that? Or there was something, but there's nothing. Like, I've talked to a lot of those people when I did this show called Joe Rogan Questions Everything for Sci-Fi, and me and Duncan Trussell actually went camping in the Pacific Northwest. We didn't really camp. We pretended to go camping, and then we went to a hotel.
Yeah.
And then we came back the next morning, like, well, rough night of camping. But we were out there for days trying to look for Sasquatch and talking to people that hunt for Sasquatch. And the one conclusion that we came to is it's a bunch of unfuckable white dudes. Like,
that's just out there. Yeah.
Just out there camping.
Yeah.
It's just, but the desire for it to be real is so strong.
It would change. I watched, like that Finding Bigfoot show. I used to always think, because people are like, why is it on? I'm like, I don't know, man, because it's fun to watch. And if they find him, the world is different now. If they come back with Bigfoot, everything's different.
Everything's
getting different with the alien thing.
Yeah.
The fact that they're saying that's like true. You're like, it's a lot, dude. That's a lot to take. If we get, I know that they have the videos and stuff, the aliens, but like if we get up straight up, start talking to one, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, here's something that came out today, Jamie. I'm going to send you this because Sagar and Jetty from Rising on the Hill and I have been going back and forth with this, and I found this today and sent it to him. It's I'll send it to you right now, Jamie. It says paradigm-shifting UFO tech that alters space-time is operable. U.S. Navy Chief Tech Officer. So it's some story that I didn't bother looking into because I saw it when I was on my way out the door. And I was like, what in the fuck is this? Because there's been all these sightings of these things that move in some weird way. Paradigm-shifting UFO tech. There's these things that move in this weird way that don't show any propulsion system. And, due to censorship, please join us on Telegram. I'm going to say, Documents obtained by the drive show the revolutionary technology that has capability to alter space-time may actually be operable, according to the Naval Aviation Enterprise Chief Technology Officer, Dr. James, how do you say that name? Sheehy?
Why
What do
is
you think?
operable in quotes? What is that?
I don't know. Good question. Reflect on why is technology that has the potential to change the entire human experience for the better always used for the defense purposes and military applications? What are the betterments? What about the betterment of humanity? Yeah. I don't know. But it's Christopher Mellon, who's that guy who keeps coming up with all this UFO tech stuff. Can you scroll back up, please?
Someone's just like writing. I was reading through Twitter. It's like a story. It's not really like an article.
Right. Twitter feed of Christopher Mellon, the former Deputy Assistant Defense Secretary for Intelligence from 1997 to 2002. Doing so, I came across an interesting post from the Drive regarding documents they received via the Freedom of Information Act regarding a space-time modification weapon developed by the U.S. Navy, which apparently has already gone through experimental testing. This in turn led me to evidence suggesting that other revolutionary type of technology that could no doubt be used to change the world for the better, blah, 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 was already operable. Yeah, I don't know. But this is what, if you pay attention to the UFO world, do you pay attention to that shit at all?
Not like actively.
There's a guy named Bob Lazar. And
I do know that from, because you talked to him.
Yeah. It was one of the weirdest conversations I've ever had. Because you're like, oh, man, are you crazy? Are you full of shit? Or is this real?
Yeah.
Because if it is real,
It's wild.
this thing is a special effect created, a guy who was a special effect artist. Do you remember his name, Jamie, who made this thing for us? This gentleman, he's got a designs by Perry at Instagram, and he created this thing, and this is like a scale model of what Bob Lazar supposedly worked on. He was hired by the United States military to work at Area S4, which is part of the Area 51, Site S4. Site 4 was this place where he allegedly worked to back engineer these spaceships. And the way these things moved around was exactly how this Christopher Mellon guy, or this article rather, that quoted him as describing, that they use some sort of gravity, space-time bending technology. So they didn't use a propulsion system like a rocket, which shoots flame out the back. They bent time in front of them and just would shoot instantaneously to wherever the fuck they wanted to go.
So you'd be like instantly be able to go.
Instantly. What's fucked is that there was an instance off of the coast of San Diego in 2004 where a Navy pilot by the name of Commander David Fravor, who I've also had on the show, experienced this thing that they call the Tic Tac UFO. They tracked it with radar. They tracked it with the camera systems on their plane, and they even have video footage of this thing. It went from 80,000 feet above sea level to 1 in a second.
Wow.
That's the amount of time that it takes radar to do the blip, blip,
Yeah.
blip, blip. So in that time, it traveled 80,000 feet. They have no idea how the fuck it did that. It shows no propulsion, heat signature. They took video footage of this thing, and it went from there. It took off where they couldn't even follow it with their eye, just disappeared to the predetermined destination where they were supposed to coordinate later. So it's like it's reading their tracking systems or reading where they were going. And the people that worked on the aircraft carrier were telling the fighter pilot, like, we've been seeing these things over, we see them like every couple of weeks. We have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And they just say, well, there it is. What are we going to do about that?
Yeah. I like to picture an alien in that Tic Tac. He's like, whoa, slow it down, dude. You're kind of crazy right now. Like he's having a bad day in there because he's got to be having just a day. Whoever's in there, some kind of day, maybe having a day. It's a lot to. Yeah, I don't know. You think it's like a lot to just tell people? Like if they had to be like to tell like just Earth, all of us humans on Earth, to like wrap our head around what would happen?
I think, what do you say if that's all you know? Like if you are the military and all you know is that something can do these things, something can move at this speed. The New York Times had a front page article about it a couple of years ago. And basically they're saying, hey, there are videos of things moving in a way that we don't understand, that aren't exhibiting a heat signature that indicates a propulsion system. We don't know what it is. And then there's the COVID-19 bill that just got passed. And one of the provisions in the COVID-19 bill is that they have 180 days to release all the information they have about UFOs.
That's a lot,
But I don't know if they're going to do anything with. I think they're going to do
That's
nothing.
funny
with
that it's in this.
They go,
like,
yeah, we don't have anything.
COVID-19 bill.
Yeah,
like that's
a lot of weird shit was in the COVID-19 bill, like foreign aid. There's a lot of foreign aid to Pakistan, aid to all these countries. It's like people just to get it passed. They're like, okay, we'll say yes, but I want you to do a little favor for me and put this in the bill.
Yeah,
and there's just shows you how greasy politicians are.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but that's allegedly what all that UFO technology is.
Wow.
You were telling me you were